Video class by N. Markandaya, lecturer in chemistry, Dr. BRR Government Degree College, Chechella, Department of Chemistry. So topic is amino acid and proteins for BSc third year, 6th semester, paper 7. So your topic is structure of proteins. So the structure of proteins may be classified into 4 types or 4 levels. So the structure of proteins may be classified into 4 types or 4 levels. They are, so first one is the primary structure, second secondary structure, third one tertiary structure, fourth one quaternary structure. These 4 are the structures of the proteins: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. See, so we have discussed one by one. First one is the primary structure. So here primary structure is the linear sequence of amino acids written from the N terminal of first amino acid to the C terminal of the last amino acid. Okay, primary structure is the linear sequence of amino acid written from the N terminal of first to C terminal of the last amino acid. The information of the primary structure is obtained by sequencing the gene or the protein. So primary structure tells about the sequencing of amino acids in the gene or the protein, and understand the location of all the disulfide bridges, if any. So this primary amino tells the location of the disulfide bridges of protein. So if any disulfide bridges are there, so we can tell the location of these disulfide bridges. The primary structure represents its constitution. So the primary structure represents its constituents. That means, so amino acid structures. The primary structure of the protein describes the sequence of amino acids in the chain. So for example, insulin is the first protein whose amino acid sequence was determined. So insulin is the first protein, so whose amino acid sequence was determined. See here, this is the insulin structure. In this insulin, these are the amino acids sequences. See here, so glycine, leucine, galanine, galactose, like that. So here this primary amine tells the disulfide location also. This is, so this bond is known as a disulfide. This is disulfide location. This is also another disulfide location. This is A chain, this is beta chain. That means it is the, see here, this is here also one disulfide structure is there. So primary structure of protein tells the sequence of amino acids in a protein and location of disulfide, location of the disulfide. So this is the insulin, the amino acid sequence in insulin. This is this structure. Okay, this one. Next one, these amino acids are attached with each other by peptide bonds. So these amino acids are attached with each other by peptide bonds. See here, NH2. So bond, this is the AIA1, amino acid 1. So bond C double bond O NH2. Next to AA2, that means amino acid 2. Next this is CONH2 bond. Next to AA3 amino acid 3. And like that. So these amino acids are attached with the peptide bond. This here CONH2 is one peptide bond. Here also CONH2 is peptide bond. To each amino acid attached by the peptide bonds. Here in the NH2 is free. This is N terminal. Here right side COOH is free for any protein. This is the C terminus. Next, primary structure of protein is always within N terminal of first amino acid to C terminal of last amino acid. See here this is the one protein. So primary structure of protein is always within the N terminal of first amino acid to C terminal of last amino acid. This is the N terminal of first amino acid. This is the C terminal of last amino acid. So we can write this sequence from N terminal to C terminal. See here N terminal to C terminal. For example, NH2, AA1 first amino acid, next second amino acid, third amino acid, fourth amino acid, like that. So COOH. So this is the N terminal left side. This is the COOH is the C terminal of the last amino acid. Next, information about primary structure of protein can be obtained by sequencing the gene, the encode the protein. This information can also be obtained by sequencing the protein itself. This is the primary structure of, protein mainly primary structure describes the linear sequence of amino acids in protein. So these amino acids are attached with each other by peptide bonds. So primary structure of protein is always within N terminal of first amino acid to C terminal of last amino acid. So this is the insulin amino acid sequence. See here next, secondary structure of protein. The secondary structure describes how two segments of backbone chain fold. The conformations are stabilized by hydrogen bonding between the peptide groups. So between NH of one amino acid residue and C double bond O group of another amino acid, the hydrogen bonds between NH of one amino acid residues and C double bond O group of another amino acid residues. In peptide has the O attached with the nitrogen attached with the hydrogen. Both oxygen and hydrogen have the hydrogen bond form, and in the result in the folding of the peptide chain yield. In the results the folding of the peptide yield chain. So yield form a alpha helix and beta sheet. See here hydrogen bond between peptide groups. Here NHCr COOH C double bond O. So here this is one peptide group, this is one peptide group. The hydrogen bond between the oxygen of one peptide and hydrogen of another peptide. This hydrogen bond is here, hydrogen bond between the peptide groups. The secondary structure of protein so gives a two types. One is alpha helix and second one is the beta pleated sheet. Pleated sheet. This is the alpha helix structure. Here RCH NH, so C double bond O CH, like this is the alpha hydrogen bonds are present in this hydrogen and oxygen. So this type of structure is known as a alpha helix. So this is the beta pleated sheet. This is the beta pleated sheets. See here. So C double bond O NH CRH, C double bond O NH CRN. This is one. This beta sheeted structure, beta sheeted is second type of secondary structure of protein. In alpha helix, hydrogen bond is between same peptide chain, while in the beta sheet the hydrogen bond is formed between the two different polypeptides or the same polypeptides. In the alpha helix, these hydrogen bonds are between the same peptide chain, but the beta pleated sheet, the hydrogen bonds so between the different polypeptides or the same polypeptides. Beta sheet can be arranged as a parallel beta sheet or antiparallel beta sheet. Okay, this beta sheet can be arranged as a parallel beta sheet or antiparallel beta sheet. So these are the two types of arrangements in secondary structure of proteins. See here, alpha helix. The first type of secondary structure is helix, where the backbone coils around the long axis of the protein molecule. So the first type of secondary structure is alpha helix, where the backbone coils around the long axis of the protein molecule. The substituents on the alpha carbon of the amino acid produce outward from the helix to minimize the steric hindrance. The hydrogen attached to amide nitrogen makes hydrogen bond with the carbonyl oxygen of amino acids. The hydrogen attached to amide nitrogen makes hydrogen bonding with the carbonyl oxygen of an amino acids. So in this alpha helix, hydrogen bonds between nitrogen of amide and so oxygen of carbonyl group. See next, beta pleated sheet. The second type of secondary structure is the beta pleated sheet, in which the backbone extended in a zigzag structure. Resembling pleat. The hydrogen bond in beta pleated should occur between the adjacent peptide chains. So adjacent peptide chains, that means different peptide chains are the same peptide chains. The beta pleated sheet, the hydrogen bonds in occur between the adjacent peptide chains. See here, this is the secondary structure of protein. NH2 group, see amino acid 1, so it will attached with the peptide bond. So C double bond O NH, amino acid, the C double bond O NH, next amino acid C double bond ONH, next amino acid C double bond ONH. Like these amino acids attached to each other by the peptide bonds. This is the peptide bond CONH2. So in this alpha helix, these peptide bonds, these hydrogen bonds between these oxygen and these hydrogens. When folding this secondary structure, there are two primary structures will possible. One is the alpha helix structure and beta pleated sheet. So when this secondary straight chain structure folding, so two types of structures will form. So one is like that, this type. So this circles type, this is the alpha helix. Second one is this type of structure is the beta sheet. In alpha helix is the most common structure of proteins, and the structure of protein attains the spherical shape or spherical state, such the side chain of amino acids remains outward. Alpha helix is stabilized by the hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen bonding is formed between hydrogen of nitrogen and oxygen attached with the carbon. So individual hydrogen bonding of course yield the collectively they are strong in stabilizing spherical structure. So this alpha helix structure is the spherical structure, beta sheet structure is the parallel and anti-parallel type structures. So this is the secondary structure. So next third one, tertiary structure. So the tertiary structure of protein describes the three-dimensional arrangement of all the atoms. So the tertiary structure of protein describes the three-dimensional arrangement of all the atoms. In solutions, proteins fold to maximize their stability through interaction includes disulfide bonds, hydrogen bonds, electrostatic attractions, and hydrophobic interactions like that. So this tertiary structure of means arrangement of proteins in 3D species. The tertiary structure will also have other bonds like hydrogen bonds like this. In solution, protein fold to maximize their stability through interactions between the include hydrogen bonds, disulfide bonds, and electrostatic attractions and hydrophobic interactions like that. See here. So this is the tertiary structure of protein. See here, bond CH3. This will leucine like that. This is one protein. This is also one amino acids. The CH2 S bond CH2 disulfide bridge. Here this is the ionic bond CH2 NH3 plus. So this is one amino acids. This is another amino acid CH2 COO minus. So these plus ion and O minus ion. This is the ionic bond. Here sulfide disulfide bridges. Here hydrophobic attractions here. So here polypeptide backbone. This is the polypeptide backbone. See here, this is CH2 C double bond OH acid group and bond CH2OH. This hydrogen bridge between the oxygen and hydrogen of CH2OH. This is the tertiary structure of protein. See here one more diagram. Tertiary structure of protein. Arrangement of protein in 3D space. See here. So this tertiary structure is stabilized by the hydrogen bonds, disulfide bonds and hydrophobic interactions and ionic bonds. See here hydrogen bonds. CO, hydrogen bond between the oxygen of carbon and hydrogen of nitrogen. Next, the disulfide bonds, that means SS bonds in some amino bonds. Next, hydrophobic interactions. See here hydrophobic interactions here. So ionic bonds. So like that ionic bonds is NH3 plus ion and COO minus ions. There are ionic interactions. This is the tertiary structure of protein. So next, the quaternary structure of protein. Some proteins have more than one peptide chain, and the individual chain is called as subunit. Individual chain is called subunit. The subunits are held together by interactions such as hydrophobic interaction, hydrogen bonding, and electrostatic attractions. The quaternary structure of protein describes the why the subunits are arranged in a space. The quaternary structure of protein describes the why the subunits are arranged in a space. The structure of hemoglobin, so which is tetrameric structural protein comprising 2 alpha and 2 beta subunits. This is the hemoglobin quaternary structure of hemoglobin protein comprising 2 alpha and 2 beta subunits. This is the hemoglobin. So 2 beta units are there, beta unit and beta unit. So alpha unit and alpha unit. So the protein having tertiary structure can further interact with the other tertiary structures. So proteins yield form dimers, trimers or tetramers, so on. The structure so form is called a quaternary structures. The protein having tertiary structure can further interact with other tertiary structure proteins, yield form a dimers, trimers, tetramers, so on. The structure so form is called a quaternary structures. Most of the proteins in cell have quaternary structure. Most of the protein in cell have quaternary structure. For example, hemoglobin is in the quaternary structure. See here the total structure of proteins. This is the primary structure. See here straight. So this is tell the sequencing of order of amino acids. This is the secondary structures in two types. One is alpha helix and so beta pleated sheet. This is alpha helix and beta pleat sheet. And a tertiary structure. These both are compressed to form a tertiary structure, and this tertiary structure can form dimers, trimers, tetramers is called a quaternary structures, like here quaternary structures. So this is two compressed form a tertiary structure. Tertiary structure combined with the dimers, trimers, tetramers, like that is form a quaternary structures. See here this is also primary structure. So this is the secondary structure. This is the tertiary structure. See number of secondary structures. This is the quaternary structure. Quaternary structures. Diagrammatic representation of the protein structure. Two subunits of two types in quaternary structure. This is the hemoglobin primary structure, carbon, hydrogen. Secondary structure, red mark is nitrogen and oxygen. This is a tertiary structure, so R group and heme group. So this is the quaternary structure. Okay, this is the primary structure, this is the secondary structure. See, looks like a helix form, looks like a helix form or spherical form, spherical structure like that, spherical form. So this is the tertiary structure, this is the quaternary structure of proteins. So these are the four structures for proteins. One is the primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structures. Here next, denaturation of protein. See here, protein found in biological system, so which a unique three-dimensional structure and biological activity is called a nature protein. Okay, protein found in a biological system with a unique three-dimensional structure and biological activity is called a native protein. So when a protein in its native form is subjected to physical change like change in temperature or chemical change like change in pH, the hydrogen bonds are disturbed. Due to this, globules unfold and helix gets uncoiled. The protein loses its biological activity. This is called a denaturation. This is called a denaturation of protein. During denaturation, secondary and tertiary structures destroyed, but primary structure remains intact. Primary structure remains intact. So that means the secondary or tertiary structure of proteins get disturbed on change of pH or temperature, and they are not able to perform their functions. This is called a denaturation of protein. Okay, the secondary and or tertiary structure of proteins get disturbed on change of pH or temperature, and they are not able to perform their functions. This is called a denaturation of protein. So here for example, the coagulation of egg white on boiling, so is a common example of denaturation. So when the egg boiled, it gets a boiled egg, then the proteins in egg are denaturation. So like that, second example is curdling of milk, which is caused due to the formation of lactic acid, so by the bacteria present in milk. These both are the example of denaturation of proteins. So this coagulation of egg white on boiling and the curdling of milk which caused due to the formation of lactic acid by the bacteria present in milk. So these are the denaturation. See in this some examples, multiple choice questions. See here, take here NH3 plus CHCH3 COOH. This is the alanine structure. This NH3 group pKa value is 9.69. COOH group pKa is 2.234. Has pKa value as shown its isoelectric point Pi is. So the Pi is isoelectric point Pi is, so we know the formula pKa plus pKa by 2. So that means here 9.69 for amine group, 2.234 for SD group by So 2 it will get the 6.02. So for this molecule, for this alanine, the pi value, so isoelectric point value is 6.02. So average of these two groups, NH3 groups and COOH group pKa values average is the isoelectric point of that amino acid. So here among alanine, glycine, histidine and leucine, the one which does not exist in the enantiomers is, see here generally glycine does not contain the chiral carbon, so it is optically inactive, so it does not form a enantiomers. See here the structure of leucine, NH2CH, CH2CH, it contain the chiral structure. This carbon contain the 4 different groups, so it contain the chiral group. It is the optically active compound, so dextrorotate compound also there plus L rotation. Here also histidine also contain the, this is chiral carbon. So and the alanine also, this carbon is contain the 4 different groups. This is the chiral carbon. This glycine does not contain the chiral carbon, so glycine does not form a enantiomers. Next, see the wrong statement in the following is, the primary structure of protein molecules gives the sequence of amino acids in the chain and location of disulfide bridge. This is the correct statement. Second one is the second structure describes the regular conformation or folding of backbone in local region. So this is also correct statement. Next one, the tertiary structures describes the 3-dimensional structure of the entire polypeptide. This statement also correct statement. The wrong statement is the quaternary structure give the information of folding of the polypeptide as alpha helix and beta pleated sheet. So this is the wrong statement. Next, filling the blanks. Among the 20 amino acids, the only amino acid that does not exceed the optical activity, so is the glycine. So because glycine formula NH2 CHH glycine does not contain the chiral carbon, so it does not form a optically active. So optically active means it can rotate the plane polarized light towards the right direction or the left direction. So if any molecule exhibit the optical activity, they can have the chiral carbon, at least one chiral carbon. But glycine does not contain the chiral carbon, so glycine does not form a optical activity. So here among glycine, alanine, lysine and cysteine, the thiol SH group is contain the cysteine. Cysteine contain a structure is NH2CH, CH2OH. So here cysteine contain the thiol group, SH group. So next one is arrangement of individual protein chain with respect to each other is described by quaternary structure. Okay, the arrangement of individual protein chain with respect to each other is described by quaternary structure. So next one is the pentapeptide. Leucine has N-terminal tyrosine and C-terminal leucine. There are other 3 amino acids in the sequence as a glycine and phenylalanine. Its name is written as, so N-terminal is the tyrosine. Kabatti this left side group is the tyrosine, and the C terminal is the leucine. కాబట్టి right side is the leucine. Remaining three are glycine, phenylalanine. So the name of this pentapeptide is TYR dash hyphen GLY dash phenylalanine, means the abbreviation is PHE dash. So C terminus leucine కాబట్టి LEU, this is the abbreviation for leucines. These 5 amino acids, so write the 3 abbreviated letters with hyphens, okay. This is the amino acids and proteins. Okay, in this protein structure, so 4 types of protein structure is the primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary structures are there. Okay, thank you.